My name is Lauren Ford, and I am the Dean of Strategic Partnerships and Workforce Development at Skyline College. I was inspired to pursue a career in education based on my experience as a student in college. I really appreciated the supports and the services that I received as a first-generation student attending a four-year institution. A lot of times our institutions are built in a way that if you know, you know, and if you don't, good luck. And I didn't like that. And so I wanted to be able to be a resource and a sounding board for other students to help them be successful. And in trying to figure out how to turn my experience in corporate America into a career, I came across higher education as a potential career, and I really said, hey, those people that helped me in college, that's a job, I can do that. And so I ended up going back to school to get my master's in student affairs, so how to work in colleges. And from that, I met someone who is a really dear friend of mine. She ended up getting a job at Skyline after we finished that master's program. I worked at a couple different places, and when I was ready for a change, she said, hey, there's this really amazing community college in the Bay Area. You should come and check it out. And I was fortunate enough to get a job here at Skyline, and that was almost 9 years ago. And so I've been able to bounce around to a few different positions in the past 9 years, all focused on how do we really break down barriers to help students be successful. And so that has been my passion. That is the role that I try to play here on campus, is providing access and resources to ensure that students can navigate the institution successfully so that they can achieve their goals. I think my proudest accomplishments at Skyline might stem from when I worked in the outreach office and was able to create and develop opportunities for high school students to actually see themselves on a college campus. And so we refer to those days as Discover Days. We worked with the learning communities like Umoja A-Step and Puente and Kababayan in order to connect with African American, Latinx, and Filipinic students in the community and invite them on campus to sit in on some classes, to engage with college students, and to really learn a little bit more about what it means and looks like and feels like to be a college student. We also were able to see students in those classes actually participate and engage. And oftentimes, the professors would tell us that sometimes the high school students engaged more than the college students. And when we asked the high school students about their experiences kind of in person, their responses were often, we never get to have this type of conversations or do these types of assignments or anything like that that's kind of really interactive and cool and allows them to share their own perspective and personalities within a classroom environment. They don't get those experiences at high school, and so to know that in college you can really kind of be yourself and engage in dialogue about things that are maybe outside of the norm, but it's really recommended, they loved it. And so we actually ended up seeing a lot of those students come to Skyline after they graduated from high school in order to continue on with those types of classes or those programs. And so I think for me, the accomplishment was really being able to demystify what college was for a lot of students and provide that really hands-on lived-in experience so that they were better prepared when they got here. So my role as the Dean of Strategic Partnerships and Workforce Development is one that I think is probably the coolest position on campus. And it's because we get to do a lot of really fun stuff. And so this division works a lot with our K-12 partners, so dual enrollment, middle college, and even our adult schools. And that's all focused on, again, that kind of early access and exposure to college and career opportunities. And so it's a lot of field trips, it's a lot of classes at the high school, and a lot of just kind of really hyping students up so that they're familiar with what opportunities they have. that they may or may not be familiar with already. The other side of the house is around workforce development, and so this includes career services, funding to be able to provide really cool opportunities to help students connect to kind of career and jobs in the future, and also mentoring in a leadership academy through WIMLA, the Women's Mentoring and Leadership Academy. And so all of that is really focused on helping students to think about their careers, their futures, to get access to jobs and internships, both things that you just need money in your pocket right now, as well as things that you want to be able to apply to that align with your major or your area of interest. So my role really is just to be able to identify the support and the resources needed so that the folks within the different units here can do what they feel and know is best for students. And so however I can be a champion, a thought partner, and just provide access to that level of support, I think is my role, and I'm really happy to be in this position to do so. The Strategic Partnerships and Workforce Development Division at Skyline has undergone a number of different changes. And so it started, I want to say back in 2016 or 17, this division really began. So it's a relatively new division here on campus. And as a part of that time, has really deepened our relationships and connections to our high school partners, especially through dual enrollment. Well, I've been here since last April, so April 2023, I came on board, and in that time, we really focused on diving deeper into the pathways that we offer through dual enrollment, to really be intentional about the types of classes that we're offering and the experiences that we're offering for students, to get them up on campus, to get them engaged with our faculty members, to even showcase their art in some of our student art galleries and things like that around town. So it's really been focusing on building that relationship with our school partners in order to provide students, again, with those opportunities. We've also done a lot of work on the workforce development side to really, again, dive deeper into thinking about professional development in different ways. And so we really want to engage both our employers and our students to cultivate opportunities for students to gain experience and really start to get hands-on knowledge about what it's like within the workplace. And so we've got some new technology, we're on social media a lot more, and just trying to engage our community on campus as well as those off campus about all of the really amazing things that we have going on within the division. I think the evolution of SPWD is one that is really grounded in intention. And so being intentional about how we support students in a way that excites and encourages students for whatever their next step is. So we work a lot with students kind of before they come to Skyline College. We work with students while they're here and they're thinking about their next step. And so being intentional about kind of how we engage with our students, our prospective students, and our employers is really important, because there's a lot of connection across both the K-12, being in college, being in the workforce. And so trying to really develop and build out opportunities for students to gain experience, gain hands-on experience, to try stuff out, and to also kind of walk away with the skills needed to be successful on the job outside of what is traditionally learned in the classroom. But are there technical things that students need to learn? Are there kind of those essential skills like time management, or even like how do you send an email, things like that that might not be taught in the classroom setting, but we can be able to support some insight around and really help to cultivate that professionalism within our student population so that they can go out and be successful in the workplace. And so I'm excited for the ways in which our division is really reimagining and rethinking our role within campus, how we're going to work with our faculty, how we'll work with some of the student support programs, on really focused opportunities for students across a variety of different disciplines and majors, in order to really make sure that students have just access to knowledge, information, experiences, and the resources that they need to feel confident in whatever that next step is for them. So my favorite programs, dual enrollment is great. I think it is so much fun to work with our high school students and partners on really kind of getting them integrated into the college community. And so being on a high school site, one of my favorite things as an outreach kind of manager was when I was working with students on filling out their college application, was once they filled out the application, we would like high five and I'd do a silly little celebratory dance to be like, you just applied to college. A lot of students often don't think about community college as being real college, but it is. And so to be able to just have those mini moments to say like, you just applied to college, and there's no caveat to it. It's no, like, you just applied to college, but it's, none of that. It was, you just applied to college, point blank, period. Let's celebrate, because that's a big deal. And regardless of where a student might go after they've come to Skyline, they have attended college, they have received college credits, they are a college student, they're a college graduate, they finished their certificate, their degree, they've transferred. All of those things are amazing accomplishments, and sometimes you just need to get hyped up on just getting there. So I just really enjoy kind of getting to students a little bit early on to really welcome them into the Skyline College family while they're still in high school, so that they know what that next step is and they feel even more comfortable and confident about coming here after they've graduated. So welcome to Skyline. We're happy to have you for our dual enrollment students, and we look forward to seeing you on campus.